Seeing when we were talking about employment and labor, in terms of your employment and being able to hire talent, what are you seeing right now?
Look, bad times.
How easy or hard it is. Plus, by the way, I imagine there are a lot of employees sitting looking at the stock price saying I'm underwater or I have half of what I thought I had.
Well, look, we built Palantir. We are private for almost 16 years, and our share price on the non-private market was going down. So, like, these times, in the end, bad times help us also because the alternatives end up being like our main competition is I want to be a cockroachholder.com who recruits our people. That's our actual competition. A startup that is 2 days away from failing, but engineers don't know it. Those companies aren't getting funding. And so, like, instead of going to mycockroachtrap.com, people are like, yeah, the stock is down, we're doing crazy important things, and the alternatives suck.
Alex Karp absolutely dunking on people. What an awesome interview, man. Like, it has the look on his face, like as he's looking off camera to the other guests, this like half grin smile about what he just said. I was just like, oh my God, that was epic. I want to see more of this from Karp. I felt that he was able to not give a shit, but at the same time answer questions directly and clearly. You know, every question that was asked, he answered very clearly, very directly, with a big F you in a couple of the spots there, you know. So this is great. Whoever's coaching him, keep coaching him. Or maybe he doesn't need that kind of coaching. Maybe it's just how he feels that day. I don't know. Or maybe he had a really good time in Europe. I don't know. But I'd like to see more of this. And, you know, I do think I'm going to play a clip in the outro here, which I think is the biggest problem we're facing in tech, which is people really don't know what hard times is, you know. And a lot of the people in tech today are very entitled. They very much aren't used to the kind of sacrifices that you typically are having to make just to keep a job. You know, so if you've been hired over the last 20 years, maybe you've never really seen too many really big down cycles. So I kind of feel like he did hit the nail on the head when he said, you know, this is probably the biggest problem we're facing is that people really just don't know what hard times are. But let's hope things don't get that bad. You know, hopefully things aren't going to be as bad as they say they are. And let's hope for the best there. Coming up this weekend, another episode of Palantir and Coffee, so stay tuned for that. I got lots to talk about this weekend. I'm also learning quite a bit in Foundry still. I've been doing a lot of research on some new stuff that came out from Salesforce that we're going to get into heavily. I've been pulling the developer guides and looking into their platform that they're basically selling as a full data mesh, data solution for building applications on top of Salesforce and bringing all of your company data together. I had mentioned in an interview earlier in the week that Salesforce might be a major competitor with Palantir, especially in the ERP space. So we'll get into that this weekend, so stay tuned for that. And with that, I will leave you with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Alex Karp.
Years politically, economically, and then also, you know, that's actually the real problem you have in tech. If you've been raised in an orgiastic environment where you go from high grades in high school to high grades in college to being a billionaire, you've never seen bad times. The worst time you've seen is you can't get a date in high school. That's your bad times.